Hello and welcome to this Come to Jesus Daily devotional. I trust you are well, and today we finish what we've been looking at this week from Luke 8:22 to 56, where we've seen Jesus' power over all things, and today we see Jesus' power to heal body and soul so as to build our faith for breakthrough. Let's read from Luke 8:40 to 48. Now when Jesus returned, a crowd welcomed him, for they were all expecting him. Then a man named Jairus, a synagogue leader, came and fell at Jesus' feet, pleading with him to come to his house because his only daughter, a girl of about 12, was dying. As Jesus was on his way, the crowds almost crushed him. A woman was there who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years, but no one could heal her. She came up behind him and touched the edge of his cloak, and immediately her bleeding stopped. "Who touched me?" Jesus asked. When they all denied it, Peter said, "Master, the people are crowding and pressing against you." But Jesus said, "Someone touched me. I know that power has gone out from me." Then the woman, seeing that she could not go unnoticed, came trembling and fell at Jesus' feet. In the presence of all the people, she told why she had touched him and how she had been instantly healed. And then he said to her, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace." I, like lots of people, would love to see more healing, and today's text is inspirational and helpful. Luke includes this account in order to show us that there are no helpless cases with Jesus. This woman who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years that no one can heal is healed by Jesus in a moment with one touch. Things that are impossible with man are possible with God. Luke continues to show Jesus' power over sickness by now giving us a more extraordinary story. Luke is amping things up. He's growing our amazement. He's seeking to grow our worship and faith by escalating the expression of Jesus' power. As our reading continues in Luke 8:49 to 56. While Jesus was still speaking, someone came up from the house of Jairus, the synagogue leader. "Your daughter is dead," he said. "Don't bother the teacher anymore." Hearing this, Jesus said to Jairus, "Don't be afraid, just believe. She will be healed." When he arrived at the house of Jairus, he did not let anyone go in with him except Peter, John, and James, and the child's father and mother. Meanwhile, all the people were wailing and mourning for her. "Stop wailing," Jesus said. "She's not dead, but asleep." They laughed at him, knowing that she was dead. But he took her by the hand and said, "My child, get up." Her spirit returned, and at once she stood up. Then Jesus told them to give her something to eat. Her parents were astonished, but he ordered them not to tell anyone what had happened. So today's lesson: Jesus has revealed his identity, power, and intention to heal, so we must believe and keep praying for the sick in body and soul. Let's briefly look at two important lessons from these narratives. Firstly, what do we learn about healing of the body? Firstly, it's common, and for good reason, to refer to this account of the woman who simply touches Jesus when we talk about and seek God for the healing of the body. This text is to inspire all of us that even with little understanding, the simple act of believing Jesus can result in great miracles. We're told of her simple and faithful attitude in Mark 5:28. She thought, "If I just touch his clothes, I will be healed." Luke reinforces the importance of simple faith in the account of the raising of the girl from death. In Luke 8:50, it says, "Hearing this, that the girl has died, Jesus said to Jairus, 'Don't be afraid, just believe and she will be healed.'" May these God-inspired narratives fill us with simple faith to keep reaching out to touch the edge of his cloak and keep believing for the healing that he wants for ourselves and others. Secondly, what do we learn about the healing of the soul. Hidden in this story and these stories is about cleansing the clean and unclean. This woman would have been considered ceremonially unclean, as would this dead child. To touch her would have been to make one unclean. Jesus' healing and the raising of the girl reveals that he has cleansed them before God. God is interested in healing the body, but also the soul, in cleansing us, in forgiving us, in sanctifying us, transforming us on the inside as well as the body. So in response, Jesus has revealed his identity, power and intention to heal. So we must believe and keep praying for the sick in body and soul. Reaching out with mustard seed or one touch faith is very powerful. If you've touched and believed on Christ, your soul is healed. You are cleansed. You have passed from death to life. By his stripes, you have been healed in your soul. Secondly, don't worry about the size of your faith. Focus on the size and the glory of Christ. We are told that power went out from him. The power is from him. Simple faith is enough. He can heal. Keep asking him to heal. If you are having to wait with a posture of trust rather than self-reprimand or believing that you're somehow judged by God. Look on Christ, his compassion and power. God bless you.